Alright, Dragon Ball Super, episode 87, Hunt the Poachers, Goku and number 17's joint battle, Mitsurio dan Okare, Goku to Junanago no Kyoto. Alright, so nothing happened in this episode, end of review. Let's move on to that next episode preview. No, I'm just joking, but really nothing really happened in episode 87, but we will get to that next episode preview in a second. So we start off where we ended last episode with number 17 stupidly denying Goku's request to join the team, and then becomes more interested when Goku brings up the Super Dragon Balls, which, okay, I guess he cares more about the Super Dragon Balls than his family, and he cares more about the Super Dragon Balls than all the animals, which he cares more about than his family, it seems like. And he says in the episode that if they win, he wants to use the Super Dragon Balls to get a giant boat for him and his family so he can explore the world. And so, doesn't that mean he would have to leave his island and all of his animals, like, unprotected? So, 17's logic isn't, for being part robot, his logic isn't quite there. So, of course, the alien spaceship shows up, they take a bunch of animals, Goku instant transmissions them to the ship. I mean, it's fairly fun stuff. It's just not of any consequence to anything that's going on in this arc. They beat up the poachers. There's a couple of pointless scenes of Beerus and Krillin's family, and that's it. So one thing I thought was kind of funny was that while they were fighting, like 17 was actually like blocking their hits and dodging their hits. Like, why would they even need to dodge their hits? I think it would be cool to see at least one of these times when they're fighting normal humans for them to just let the humans hit them and like break their hands on their face. Because we all know they don't need to like dodge, they don't even need to fight these guys. They can just like walk right through them and not take any damage. But it seems to be the case with Dragon Ball Super kind of changing this a little bit to where normal humans can hurt these people, at least with guns, as we saw with Krillin, and as we saw a little bit with Goku getting a little bit of scuff on his arm when he blocked the bullet. I just think that kind of stuff is kind of dumb and a little bit contradictory to what we've seen in the past. In like Dragon Ball Z, when these like earth-busting dudes are punching other strong dudes in the face and doing absolutely nothing to them. So while they're fighting, the lead poacher like self-destructs his remote and then blows up the ship, and then Beerus wakes up because it was a dream. It's like, do you really think Goku would die from like an explosion like that? That's like the dumbest thing I've ever seen. He would probably not be able to survive space, I guess, but who knows, they've been kind of inconsistent with that too. And furthermore, I would understand if 17 could survive, because he's artificially enhanced and all that, which is kind of a cool moment when he busts the guy through the viewport of the spaceship and kind of sacrifices himself for the animals. So that was kind of cool. But Goku doesn't listen to him at all and goes ahead and instant transmissions him and the boss guy to King Kai's planet, which I guess is his go-to planet for self-destructing dudes. And then he just like leaves the animals on the spaceship. So what happened to the animals? Are they still floating around in that spaceship? Did they end up dying, or does the ship have like automatic airlock system to save the rest of the ship in case of a breach like that? Speaking of the ship, it looks like some sort of like kitchen appliance or something, like a coffee maker or some sort of pie. So it's wacky and it's fun. And I think the highlights of the episode was them going to King Kai's planet and King Kai freaking out about another exploding dude. And then he hits the button and it's just like a couple of fireworks, and like, because he was preparing for a surprise party. That was probably the best part of the episode to me. Everything else about the episode was just kind of bland and pointless to me. And I especially found it funny because I'm totally calling this with Goku having to go SS Blue every single episode. So it's almost like the toy manufacturers like kind of are putting Toei's arm around their back and saying, we need one Super Saiyan Blue transformation every episode. It's just to a point now where I see in Super Saiyan Blue transformation and I just like don't care anymore. So that's it. 17 cares more about the animals than his family, and he cares about going on a boat with his family more than he does about the universe. So at the end, he finally agrees to Goku's request for no reason. Like, he could have just done that in the last episode. Goku could have mentioned the Super Dragon Balls before mentioning the universes being destroyed. And then in this episode, he mentions the universe being destroyed, and that's finally the catalyst for 17 changing his mind. So let's talk about that next episode preview. Finally, we're going to actually see some of Gohan's and some of Piccolo's training. And it looks very epic, although some of the animation looks a little bit wonky to me. I'm very excited for this. I've been wanting to see Piccolo and Gohan's training for the longest time, as I'm sure a lot of you have. And I'm just curious because it's showing Gohan in his Super Saiyan form. He's tired, he's out of breath, and he was fighting Piccolo with his weighted clothing on. Piccolo didn't look really tired at all at that point, and he takes off his weighted clothing. Gohan's out of breath, Piccolo's not. So it's really, really weird. Did Gohan get that much weaker, or did Piccolo get that much stronger, or is it like a combination of both? Because in the Resurrection F arc, we saw pretty much Super Saiyan Gohan own Tagoma, who easily ripped off Piccolo's arm and beat him pretty easily. So Super Saiyan Gohan back then was definitely a lot stronger than Piccolo was back then. But the power scaling in this entire series is just completely out of whack. So I am wondering now how strong Piccolo is and how much more weak Gohan actually got. Because it was my theory that base Gohan, he put Super Saiyan on top of that with the multipliers and everything, you should be at least close to or above Ultimate Gohan. But I'm wondering how strong Piccolo and Gohan are actually at this point. Like, did Piccolo really get that much stronger, like training by himself, to where he couldn't even match up with Super Saiyan Goku in the Universe 6 arc? Did he get that much stronger to where he's matching up or being stronger than a Super Saiyan Gohan? Or did Gohan just get a lot weaker? Let me know what you guys thought in the comments. It's very interesting to me, and I think a lot of people will have a lot of differing opinions on it. But I am super, pun intended, for the next episode, episode 88, coming next week, and I will have a review for that as well shortly thereafter. Share the review and subscribe to the channel if you like the videos. I'm planning a bunch more Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball videos in the future that aren't just reviews, so look forward to those. I'll try to get those out as soon as possible. I'm not sure when those will be though. And of course, like the video if you liked it, and comment with your thoughts. And I'll see you later.